Spissiest one. It's wild.
I was about to ask if that's a Pokemon or something, but
It is.
oh, okay. Hey, and I recognized a Pokemon.
You recognize the Pokemon.
Yes.
That's all.
I'm more of a Digimon fan myself.
Oh, I never.
Is it this one? Hey,
Is that
reversed?
Yes.
Pikachu?
Yeah, that's a Pikachu.
Okay. It is
Is
not
that-
Pikachu.
Okay. I know Pikachu and Mew.
There we go.
Huzzah!
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's like a birthday one or something. I don't know. I collect stuff and I don't even know why.
Look, I just have this. No, this one's part of I did 2 more, and this is the last one, and then I used up the fabric that I had, and then all 3 of them will be done. That'll be nice. So sheepy.
So yes, Game Masters, as we were saying before I hit the livey thing. Yeah, I'd never seen those cards before. That was awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, it's we used them back in the day. So the cards that he's talking about is the AD&D cards, the collector cards. It's not a game; it's just collector cards, like baseball cards. The only thing that you didn't get was a little stick of bubble gum in it. But yeah, so I mean, you had cards that were based on items, NPCs, lots of NPCs, and monsters. And it had like little stats of each one on the back of it. And it was basically, Rod of Ruin. And the picture of it on the front and the back of it described what it was.
Just for the funsies.
For funsies or for a quick reference, instead of having to carry around a book, you carry around a bunch of cards.
I mean, that's what I started doing.
Yeah, and instead of flipping to page 287 to reference whatever this item is, you just flip the card over and read what it is.
Yeah,
which always good.
I liked it mainly for the NPCs. And a lot of it covered like a lot of the characters that you find in the novels. Yeah, like those right there. That's pretty cool too.
I just made these because I like using whatever art I want, and then that's just reskinning. So I make my own monsters by just taking another stat block, and then I put the battle points over here so that I'd know how to, so that I could pull random ones up in combat and have balanced encounters.
And who do you think you are?
I honestly have no idea at this point.
I'm willing to bet Gur has a couple of those cards.
What card? The cards Tori was just showing off?
No.
No. Oh yeah, you say.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the TSR era AD&D cards.
Nope.
Really?
Know what you're talking about, but no.
You strike me as someone that would have a collection of them.
I mean, if I found some now, I'd probably grab them, like over at the used bookstore. But don't forget
the magical store.
Yeah, the first time I really got into Dungeons and Dragons wasn't until 3rd edition. So yeah,
don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact. Like, no, I was the and yeah, I was the guy that was, or I was the weird kid that was too weird for the other weird kid that he didn't want me invited over to play D&D when they were playing. So
that was me. That's why I played with my cards instead of other people.
Yeah, I mean, I like actually at the time I was buying the books for the Robotech role playing game, but that's because I liked Robotech. But yeah, I remember 8th grade. I got invited over to play at a kid's house, and we made characters, and then I never got invited again. So never even played with the character.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the being the weird kid that in my opinion, the weirder kid didn't even want invited over. I actually only found that out a couple of years ago, and this was my friend group in high school. Still friends with one of the guys. He's really been one of my best friends. But yeah, that let's just say that despite any successes, Gur has had some self-esteem hits the last couple of years.
Oh, I understand.
So yeah, no TSR monster cards. If I find some, I'll get them though, because now you've put it in my head.
And we're all the better for it.
Are we? I don't know.
Well, in the 1991 release of those items, it had Mordenkainen and the rest of the lot of the name wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was their AD&D art for them. So, like, Mordenkainen has his black hair. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it looked. Getting to actually see all the wizards, like getting able to see, not just Mordenkainen, but like Big B, Tensor, Otto. Yeah, they've all got cards, and it's just amazing. Oh my god.
I love that I'm getting grief over not having the cards, and then the wizard himself. Speaking of the wizards, there, Seraphis,
Yeah,
the wizard himself just goes into his vault of magical things and pulls them out.
The sad part is I can't even see them. My eyes are so bad. In order for me to see it, I'd have to hold it out to here. And of course, I have the light so dark in here. I guess I could fix that.
Isn't that what your glasses are for?
Yeah. Yeah, except I can't see up close with them. I don't know, man.
Do you not have your bifocal lenses on those?
No. I'm too stupid for that.
When the doctor says, "Would you like to get these? Because your eyes are crap now," you didn't say yes.
I said no. I don't need bifocals.
I do.
So
I paint tiny miniatures. I literally last time wasn't the last time I went to the doctor, because that was like a month or two ago. But a couple of years ago, yeah, I went to the doctor. I'm like, I am struggling, to see just tiny little print, and because I was talking about like paint bottles and whatnot, and I'm like, oh wait, could I run over? Because the optometrist was literally on the other side of the shopping center from the Warhammer store. I'm like, oh, maybe I could go borrow one of the Warhammer paint bottles for a minute. But then she reached into a drawer and pulled out this little bottle of eye drops with tiny little writing on it. I'm like, oh yeah, this works. And so I'm like,
so this will be my only dip into politics.
Mm-hmm.
In recent years, we've had what was the one guy that helped storm the Capitol, that wore the headdress and everything, known as what?
Oh, the MAGA shaman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I can't tell if this is actually showing up or. It's blurry.
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah.
That's known as the old man.
Which he was like in his 30s. Anyways.
The funny part is this is a 16th level polar shaman. Man, I wish that... There we go.
There we go. Yeah, see? Chaotic good. Bear hide armor. Necklace of adaptation. I mean, story writes itself.
I mean, like, life mimics art or art mimics life, whatever that saying is.
Tori, are you stitching a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
We literally covered that before you arrived.
Look, I was trying to wake up. I ended up not working last night because my internet was crap. I'm very annoyed, though, because I won't hit my 85 hours like I was hoping.
Oh.
You're 85 hours.
Yeah. Brian finally clicked.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, hey, I'm searching.
Yesterday
800
morning
of these to look through.
Yesterday morning, I'm literally like, I'm not gonna be too vulgar, but I'm gonna say it. I'm literally pooping, and I get a text message from my boss. Hey, about that overtime, you know, Chase is there solo if you want to go work. Okay, let's do this. I have a problem.
So good.
Addicted to money.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So the girl and I finished another project.
Okay. Ooh. The Sith Infiltrator.
Mm-hmm. And he is in the back here.
Nice. I'm glad they kept that feature.
Mm.
I have the original one.
Oh, that one was so much bigger.
What is the one that they're about to come out with? It's like, is it, it's like a 10,000 piece set. Or just over 10,000 pieces or something like that. Is it like a new Death Star?
I have no idea.
I don't know. They announced a bunch of new sets because they usually do like 2-3 big releases every year. Or not, like when I say big releases, it's like oh, you know, here's the next wave of Harry Potter, and then a few months later, here's the next wave of Star Wars, and so I kind of follow it, but I don't like. I follow a guy who does like a whole bunch of reviews, but I mostly just because it's like, oh, there's that set, and I don't have to buy it now.
So I did find one. If you want to talk controversy.
Oh, Hadozi.
And I hate that my camera doesn't want to.
Put your hand perpendicular to the card. No, perpendicular to the card and behind the card so that it covers up your background so the camera can refocus. There we go.
Hadozi?
Yep,
Hadozi.
From Spelljammer.
Mm-hmm.
The Monkey Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because idiots can't realize this is a mythical creature not based in reality, so shut up.
Also, if you look for 5 seconds at like their traits and things, you'll see that they have more in common with a certain mythical Chinese character rather than, you know, some stereotyping racial thing.
Well, there we go. Half elf.
Half elf.
No,
Back when
reptile
political
half
correctness
elf
just didn't matter.
Can't
No.
I can't say too much on the controversy part because my new favorite system has an entire section on a combat wheelchair that I'd like to just pretend doesn't exist. Wish they wouldn't put that stuff into games.
I'll be right back. I've got something on that tour.
And it's not so much that they shouldn't put them into games. It's just that they're just stupid about it. Like World of Warcraft, I guess. Like I caught something where they put a magical wheelchair into the game that's floating above the ground with wheels. You're floating. Why do you have wheels?
I don't know. I think it's in the case of because they have a bunch of stuff in the book that I just kind of roll my eyes and scroll past, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of like, is this really necessary to put this in game books? And then on the other hand, it's like, well, I can just flip past it, can I? You know, like I don't need to be, I roll at it, but I don't need to get hyper worked up about it being in there because I can just flip the next page and skip it. You know,
you can, but
silly.
the problem is that it's like they're not at this point in my opinion, they're not making games anymore. They're making statements. And I don't want a statement. I have enough statements. Oh, the space wheelchair?
Here's my problem with it though.
Yeah.
The same set has a mech suit. Now, I don't have it, but there's a science one as well. So there's a green version for the science team members. So why does this science team member, why are they in a wheelchair when the set literally has a mech suit for them?
Because you can't wear the mech suit in the science facility, duh, Seraphis.
But he doesn't go in the science facility.
Why not? Maybe he has to do some research.
Well, according to the box, he doesn't go in the science facility. He gets a little hoverboard that he attaches to his wheelchair that he goes around on.
Yeah, but sometimes you just need to go to a place. You don't need to assault it in your mech suit.
And yet,
get the mech suit into the space shuttle.
And yet, all of the construction dudes have a mech suit.
Okay, I'm going to actually argue in favor of this. Because you're not thinking of it from the playedic aspect. Because it's like, okay, here is a character, and this is a feature about the character, but it's Lego. The character is not permanently in that wheelchair. You want to put him in a mech suit? You want to put him in the science facility?
They can walk now.
Or you can just toss the thing to the side and it doesn't matter. My point is, it's an accessory that can be used or not used or used in different ways. And, you know, in my opinion, on the box or the instructions, they are telling you, quote unquote, about the character, but that's it. So again, you want to put the character in a mech suit? Put the character in a mech suit. You want to put the character, you know, in the wheelchair hoverboard thing? Go for it. You know, come up with your story reason as to why they would do that. You know, even in Dungeons and Dragons, you want to have a character in a wheelchair? Sure. Do we think it's dumb? Yes, we do. But you can do it, and there are ways to do it. You know,
and
but
I still 100% oppose, even with apparently the everyone Discord fighting against me on it. Still completely 100% oppose the idea of wheelchairs in Eberron.
I'm not. Again, I'm not opposed to it. In concept, just in execution.
No, but like, why would there be wheelchairs? Like as we went through discussing like healing magic.
Because
It's
House
very
Civis
expensive.
are a bunch of greedy bastards, and they don't give their magical wheelchairs away for free. So sometimes you have to go pay for the little wooden one that isn't as good.
And yet, Artificer construct grafting instantly allows someone to walk again.
But is also even more expensive than the greedy House Civis bastards.
Actually, no, it's cheaper.
Just humor me here.
No.
Like, no, but the thing is, like, if you want to have a wheelchair in the city of Sharn, I'm not going to question or argue with that. Mordenkainen?
Oh, yeah.
Ha! Look at that. Got it on the first try, and I'm an idiot who doesn't know any about that. Doesn't know enough of that old stuff. 20th level wizard. Dun, dun, dun.
A THACO of 14.
I still don't get THACO. I don't think it matters. All I know is no armor class was negative. All I remember is armor class. Negative armor class is better. Count Strahd. Woo. No, but like City of Sharn, I could see a wheelchair. It's a city, you know.
Yeah,
like,
but also why?
One
One accidental wheeling and you're going down.
Okay, maybe it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I can see it because it's a city. You know, again, I can't afford the magic. I can't afford the artificer. Whatever. You know.
Wow, you must be really poor then.
It's a city. You know, maybe I have to live down near the goblin tunnels. I don't know. Trader Bob, dude, that guy, like he got robbed. It was not. I just realized what I said, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave it there. All right.
Trader Bob got robbed.
Yeah, because he was a traitor. They took his stuff. No, but like, you know, but again, City of Sharn. You want to have a wheelchair? Okay. In, the ruins of Zendrick, and you're exploring the ruined cities of the giants. Yeah, that wheelchair is gonna like totally not work in your favor, and as the GM, I am going to make you look like an idiot.
I'll tell you this: in the city of Shart, everybody has a wheelchair.
That way, it just like puts it into a collector, and then you can just take it out easier.
Well, grow crops, whatever.
Yeah, exactly right.
A missed marketing opportunity. I never understood why Lego never teamed up with Eggos to make Lego Eggos.
That's fair. But and I seen it. Although you could probably just go on Amazon and find it. I don't remember where I saw it. Somebody did make a waffle iron that looks like Lego bricks.
Yeah. And then another missed opportunity. I will never understand why Oreo cookies doesn't sell just the cookie without the stuff.
Why would you do that? Oh
why,
my gosh.
What would be the no?
Just to eat the cookie without the cream.
Who does that?
There's no the Oreo is the cream. Like, why would you get an Oreo with no that just totally defeats the point. Go eat a brownie or something instead.
You're a weirdo.
Well, yeah, we've already established this.
Oreos are disgusting. That's fine.
I am not a fan of normal Oreos. Lemon Oreo thins, however, for some reason, those are the best.
Yeah, those are pretty good,
love Oreos. Anytime I get like cookies I don't eat cookies very often, but when I do, it's probably Oreos.
Actually, the funny thing is, Brian, I will give you grief, but when I'm like, who eats just the cookie? And I realize, oh wait, yeah, I always like take them apart and eat one of them without any frosting, and then one with just the frosting.
Nope.
Or I'll take one and just scrape half of the frosting off with my teeth and eat it, and the other half off with my teeth and eat it, and now I've got 2 wafers.
I don't do that anymore.
I'm not going to toss them out.
but I also would never intentionally eat an Oreo just on its own, or like I wouldn't eat just the cookie part on its own. If I
I don't anymore, but I mean, I like Oreos.
I dunk my Oreos in milk and I eat them whole.
Yeah.
Like, as little sandwiches. I also have deep fried them in pancake batter. Dip them in pancake batter and then deep fried them.
What do you think you are? The state fair at home?
Tori, when you do that.
I don't do that anymore, but we used to do that. It's actually really good.
When you did that, would you put syrup on it too?
No.
Oh, powdered sugar?
Nope. No, just plain.
Gotcha.
They were really good though. Super good. I don't really do that anymore though. I don't eat sweet stuff nearly as much anymore. My main form of sugar intake is barbecue sauce and bourbon. Because both of those have a lot of sugar in them. I mean, they do. They have so much sugar.
Did you know that that Crown Royal XO has 0 sugar in it?
Huh.
So it's diabetic friendly.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I might have to make a note of that for
XO Reserve.
in-laws. I'm trying to.
So 50 years 50 weeks we've been doing this.
Well, we've done 50 streams. Technically, like if we hadn't had 3 breaks, then this would be the 53rd episode. But yeah,
that's okay. It's based on number of episodes, not number of weeks.
Okay,
50 episodes. That's crazy.
Yeah, which is also like extra crazy because that means that I've been working 6 days a week. I've been saying since October, but apparently it's since July because I think I was doing this. Like, I think that was one of the catches is that like we started doing this because I was already awake Sunday morning. So
what's weird for me is I have a collective group of people that I would consider to be friends, and I've had them for more than a year.
I can't say anything. I missed a whole bunch of them, and even when I don't miss them, I end up not being able to contribute a lot of the time. But sometimes, but not all the time.
Tori. I think you are being... Well, I don't think you are realizing how much you actually do contribute to the show.
Yes,
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes, but
okay.
Oftentimes, the subject matters are ones where I don't really have any input or say.
No, but hold on, real quick. And this is going to sound super backhanded, and it is absolutely not. You don't always know what like necessarily like firsthand what we are talking about, but you ask really good questions.
Yeah.
And you make the conversation go in really good directions because of how you ask questions on things you don't know about.
Huh. All right, that's fair.
That's really one of your strengths and why it's really cool to have you here.
I guess I guess I represent a sort of different demographic of a sort because I don't have the same level of historical knowledge or game knowledge that you guys have.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. I mean, and I wouldn't even I wouldn't even associate it with historical game knowledge really, because I- okay, you actually represent two different demographics. The female for one, but to the younger group of players too. And I mean, let's face it. I mean, if I sit down with a group of young folks, they kind of look at me like, "Oh, who's this old fart?" So I mean, I don't get access to what they talk about. I'm never going to hang out with them in a social setting. Yes, playing role playing games is a social setting, yes, but we would never all just go out to IHOP and just hang out and BS, or whatever else that normal people do. So I mean,
Hadn't thought of
that's
it like that.
so
But I
so
can.
you being in here, I mean, that kind of gives us access, or at least me access to an inner knowledge. Because listen, at the end of the day, I hate on Watsy all we want. I get, and them wanting to be, and include, these magical wheelchairs, or Mexican orcs, or whatever they're trying to do. At the end of the day, yes, they may have an agenda, but they are also trying to bring a whole group of people together.
That's
And
true.
I
may
think
not. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I think that they take it too far, and there's definitely a degree of eye rolling and like, oh my gosh, really, guys?
Sure.
But
Yes,
I
and I
also,
think
yeah,
yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with that, and I agree with it. But
but
I also recognize that that's what they're trying to do, is bring a bunch of people
bunch,
together.
yeah, it's I don't sign off on all of it, but there's also, for lack of better term, grognards out there who throw hissy fits over XYZ things being introduced, and I'm like, that's not that big. It I wish, I'm struggling to come up with an example off the top of my head, but there are other times where it gets taken too far the other direction and people throw hissy
Well,
fits, and really I feel like they're just being extra
Either words.
attached to nostalgic things.
yeah, and I think it's like the half races.
Mm.
Who really gives a shit? I mean, okay, fine. You don't want to refer to half orcs or half elves, or whatever anymore. Okay, fine. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to throw arms about it. I'm just still going to call them at my table half orcs, half
Yeah.
elves.
By the way, on that note, Gur, did you know that half elves in the purebred half elves in Eberron are called Korvar?
I don't think that ever showed up in the campaign setting book that we went through.
It did not.
Yeah, it did. Oh, maybe not the book that you guys.
No, it does not. It's not in the
Yeah, I'm
Eberron
talking
campaign
like the
setting
actual
book.
original source material.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, let me see
now,
what I can find.
No, I want to go through this. It does not show up in the original Eberron campaign setting book. It does not show up in 4th edition's Eberron campaign guide. It does not show up in the Eberron Player's Handbook for 3rd or 4th edition.
Hold on.
Do you know
Is it in Shadows of the Last War? The 5th edition book?
Might be. I'll have to go back and check. But do you know where it is in 3rd edition?
No. Races of Eberron?
No.
Apparently it's in some obscure book that I obviously haven't read because I don't read, but
Dragon marked.
huh.
In, and as far as I can tell, only in the House Lyranda entry. And that's what the Everyone Discord community grilled me over.
Well,
Like, I should have known that because it's there, and as far as I can tell, only there.
but that does throw a wrench in my argument of it's not in the original source material, because obviously it is in the original source material.
Yeah, but here's my problem. So, 3rd edition, okay, you eventually put it in there. 4th edition, why isn't it in there then? Why isn't it in the end?
One 3rd edition book that, unfortunately they didn't have. Nobody got the style guide updated.
And you can't use 4th edition as an argument for anything. I mean, you watch my bag of holding video, right? You saw the entry for 4th editions, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's just there's nothing there.
And here's 4th edition. Here's 5th edition.
It's like 2 sentences. That's it. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So on page 15 of the campaign setting for 3rd edition, it talks about half-elves. Now, it doesn't specifically, and I'll admit, it doesn't specifically go out and say, let me get back to it. In the PDF, it is actually page 18.
Mm-hmm.
But it states that half-elves are common in Corvair.
Yep.
The race is unique to that continent. It doesn't specify that they're known as Corvair.
Mm-hmm.
And it does state that they have no homeland, but can be found anywhere throughout the 5 nations.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm only able to figure it out just by kind of reading between the lines. For a group to go crazy about it, though, that's insane.
So 5th edition does actively several times call them Korva. However, this is mostly taken almost entirely from the entry from 3rd edition in Dragon Marks, talking about House Lyranda.
Is that the book Dragon Mark?
Yeah.
Dragon Mark. Okay.
Well, and again, even if I think it's dumb, you know what? I'm going to give some good, plausible in-game reasons for doing it. There is a difference, if you think about it, between a Korvar and a half-elf.
Yeah. No,
because the Korvar are dragon marked.
Yeah.
A recent blending of a human and a half-elf is not.
Well, they can be if they're directly related to a house.
Correct.
And you said House Lyrandar?
Yeah, Lyranda and is it Medini?
Medini, okay.
I don't remember.
47 and 52, okay.
But again, you have they gave half elves their own dragon mark.
Yeah.
Not, a dragon mark of an elf or a dragon mark of a human. No, a dragon mark of a half elf. So at that point, they would probably be considered their own race. Yes.
Well, and honestly, the practical reason is, they're sitting back going, okay, so half elves are a major thing in Eberron. Damn it, we can't use that term. Oh, whew, there's this reference. Let's go all in on it. It's the same thing, but we're now going to call them this, and we can completely bypass the whole half elf thing. That's the whole reason they did it.
You mean for the new stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, then I would go in, with the argument I just made, and say, oh, you know what? I completely agree with you that, yeah, the Korrivar, those are, that makes sense for those that have descended through the Dragon Mark line. But that elf and that human that just had a baby last week, yeah, no, that's just a half elf.
Yep. However, I don't think I should be grilled as badly as I was for something that was made in one fucking passing reference in a book, fucking obscured, if you are not using dragon marks in the game.
Seraphis, you're trying to establish logic with a bunch of weirdos.
You guys or the Discord?
Oh, wait, I can't do that. Sorry.
No, with the Discord.
Yeah.
Because you're not and unfortunately, gamers in general, we are not dealing with people who want to think critically and logically about something.
Okay, and to bring that around, Tori, that is exactly what you bring to this. Is you do bring from that perspective, you bring that logic and how things make sense from the demographics that you bring. That's how you bring this all to, and that's how you contribute.
Aww. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Well,
that's part of how you contribute.
Yeah, you're of an age group that we should absolutely not want anything to do with, but you're not. We like you, so keep it up.
Also, on the subject of like you not talking too much, when we do activate your tism, you do take over the stream.
Dang it! I'm sorry.
Don't be
sorry.
You
are apologizing for the wrong stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Well, like I mean, like Eberron, for example. I don't know anything about Eberron, and definitely not.
I didn't either. I mean, I've these two, these Seraphis and Brian. Hold on. Give me 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
And then he's still screwed, you guys.
Okay, Seraphis, rearrange the artwork so that I'm pointing correctly. That's easier.
No, because then it won't work. Because then you'll be pointing at Tori. No.
Now he's just gonna mess with you.
There. These two, thanks to these two, I've gotten an education. I've gotten a real good education on Eberron. You guys did your deep dives, and I mean, I admit, I mean, I didn't watch every single one of them as it was going, but I have since watched them, and I don't know. I mean, there's lots of good information there, and Eberron was never a setting that I really jumped into. Mine was Forgotten Realms, and I was like, okay, there's Eberron. It is cool. It's neat, but God, I really didn't want to jump into another setting.
Do you know what my favorite setting really was after Spelljammer? Al-Qadim.
Redsteel. What?
Al-Qadim. The Arabic.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love me some genies and stuff.
See, and I've always homebrewed all my stuff, so I never got into settings. I do like Forgotten Realms, but that's just because I read some of the Drist books and I watched Mr. Rex, and that's about it.
I hate the Forgotten Realms.
But that's all you need. You don't have to be into the setting. Like sometimes or let me phrase that. You don't have to play in the setting. Sometimes it can just be, I'm going to read this to just mine it for more information for my setting.
Yeah.
So let me slap an age on myself here. I remember when Forgotten Realms didn't exist, and I remember when the Forgotten Realms box set was released, and I remember purchasing it with lawnmower money. And I mean, that I think is probably one of the other main reasons that I like that setting so much, is because I did the work, I earned the money, and I spent my own cash getting it. And you know what? It was a reward for me for working hard over a summer. and I really liked what I read. Subsequently, it also inspired me to start creating my own homebrew setting.
My homebrew setting was initially mostly inspired by, derived from, etc., the Lord of the Rings films, because of course they were huge.
Wait. So you're saying you took a campaign setting and mined it for your own information?
A campaign setting?
Tori,
What?
think about The Hobbit and then think about The Lord of the Rings.
It's
It's a
mineable,
campaign.
but it was written as a novel. It wasn't written as a setting book.
Correct.
Like, the Forgotten Realms was written as a setting book.
Correct.
But not originally, again, according to...
That's like saying Star Wars is a campaign setting. Like, can it be? Yes. Was it written that way? No.
Correct.
Now, how funny would it be if like one of us went back in time and sat down with Tolkien and said, okay, so I know you want to write something, but let's play a game.
I don't know.
You mean like here's a fun one. Let's say you're some writer and you like to play games with figurines and, like, you know, play out fantasy scenarios and things like that. And then you write some books. Let's say,
like the Driss books?
Let's say your name is H.G. Wells.
Okay.
Yeah, H.G. Wells actually did that.
You could take that level of logic all the way back to the Odyssey if you want. I mean, the Odyssey is just an adventure.
Wait, you mean you could take a story and mine it for information to use in your own game?
Oh no. That the story comes, like, we had stories and then we had campaign settings from stories.
Like, and then we had stories from campaign settings.
And then we had stories from campaign settings. But no,
I was just making a bad joke that, yes, you can take it and mine from anything if you just
all of the world's history is a campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people that do that.
Well,
you can come from anywhere.
I mean, the best campaign was Alexander's, so, you know.
Well, Tori, did you watch Game
Jason
of Thrones?
And the Argonauts?
No.
Okay, but you're familiar enough with it, right?
I mean, I know what it is. Well, technically speaking, I watched, what did I watch? I don't know, like the first season or something.
Okay, no,
and then
that's
I read like 2 books. I don't know.
Do you know what it's based on?
Generic fantasy world number 455?
Nope. The War of the Roses. Which I believe was like an English Civil War.
Yes.
It was medieval.
Not to be confused with the Kirk Douglas movie. Or Michael Douglas movie, rather.
That's fair.
One of the Douglases.
One of the Douglases. But yeah, so it was so George R.R. Martin literally took a historical event and then rewrote it in fantasy terms. So when Brian says all of world's history is a campaign setting,
yep,
literally,
because there are people that make there's a Game of Thrones TTRPG, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's everything TTRPG. That's just there's an Avatar TTRPG. There's a Doctor Who TTRPG
role-playing game.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm talking like the original story for Game of Thrones
was based on a real world event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then you can do that with role-playing games. It's like, oh, we're gonna, we're gonna take XYZ world history event and we're going to turn that into our campaign setting. Like okay.
Well, by the time you get it through the filter of you, it's going to morph a little bit.
Oh, of course.
And then by the time you get in front of your players, it's going to morph a little bit more. So even though you're stealing things, you're not always directly copying them.
Right. But that's the point, is that you can get a campaign setting that you're not necessarily, you can pick up the book for the Eberron campaign setting, knowing you're never going to play an Eberron game. But I want to see what's in here. I want to see what I can use. Oh, maybe there's going to be something that inspires my next adventure. So you don't have to follow the instructions in the Lego book. You can just build whatever you want out of the bricks they provide you.
Oh, I've got to tell you about a idea I've got. Make it Deep Space Explorer out of the Lego space station I've got. Oh, it's going to be fun.
Go for it, Sarah.
Not right now. Later.
No. I meant build the thing that you were just talking about.
Oh yes. Oh.
You could do a stream showing that the construction of it.
No. The girl helps me, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. I mean, and this is kind of mind blowing. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the poem Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Yes.
Okay.
Jack,
you know what that's really about?
Crown?
Yeah, and Jill came tumbling after.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you know what that's really about?
I'm going to guess a French king.
That's about King Louis the 16th and Marie Antoinette. Okay. Both were executed.
By guillotine.
Yep. Broke his crown. Yeah, the king's crown was broken. And Jill came tumbling after.
Because, yeah.
Her head chopped and went tumbling.
Like, well, I mean, Ring Around the Rosies was about the
yes.
plague or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, there is nothing new under the sun. I mean, if you think about, the source material for a lot of a lot of adventures and stuff, I mean, it's just, there's nothing new.
Steal everything. That doesn't have to be a bad thing, though. I feel like sometimes there's a kind of negative connotation that gets labeled on that, or like reskinning or stealing things, but there's not that's how we all that's how we
the only people that complain about it are the new quote unquote woke weirdos that hate AI art and everything because it's stealing from the artists to make something completely new that has never been seen before. Anyways, I mean,
I'm not a fan of AI art because I'm not a fan of the idea of something that somebody creatively does getting mined without their permission. But
okay, hold on.
I'm not going to claim it's new.
Tori, that Zapdos right there. Okay. Are you creating art?
No, and I don't claim to.
I would disagree. You're stitching. Stitching is a form of art.
I wouldn't consider it that, no, because I did not. I'm following a pattern that somebody else. In fact, in most stitching circles, you're gonna be asked like what the designer's name was, and to remember it because the credit goes to the designer if it's original art, and it sometimes can be, but this is not.
Hold on. Does the designer get the credit for the stitching pattern? Or does the person who created Zapdos get credit for the stitching pattern?
So in this case, it's the person who created Zapdos. But if you go if you go to purchase a pattern, like from Heaven and Earth Designs, they hire artists. The artists do both the art and kind of the stitching pattern as well, but the designer who did the art gets the credit for it.
Okay.
And that's how they organize their patterns too, is by artist name.
Do they make sure that they go in and say, this is based on the original Zapdos art created by Tamaguchi Sakamoto or
So on Heaven and Earth Designs, the pieces that they have are original pieces. Like they don't have Zapdos because Zapdos is copyrighted material.
So they're original pieces
Mm-hmm.
that they made based on art that was created by someone else.
No, you don't. You're not following what I'm trying to put down.
No.
It's
You're
been
not
licensed.
following what I'm putting down.
Gur, what she's saying is it's officially licensed.
No, I know. But my point is somebody else. It doesn't matter if it's a new artist that drew Zapdos.
No. It's not. It's their own original art. They're not drawing something else.
They're drawing original art based on something they looked at and said, I'm going to draw that too. I'm going to give it my own style, but I'm going again, the person at Heaven and Earth Designs didn't create Zapdos. They looked at a picture of Zapdos and made their own picture of Zapdos.
Under license.
That's not how that...
license is irrelevant to this point.
No, it's completely relevant because AI doesn't pull license. They just do it without permission.
But if
they just mine the internet basically.
Okay, but how doesn't if an artist wants to go if you go back to even I'll use this example. Did you know that there is a second famous Mona Lisa painting?
Isn't there more than one?
Okay. Well, I heard this related to this story. Basically, there's another famous one. It's somewhere in I think Spain or something. I don't know. And it's not valued as much as the Mona Lisa, but for all intents and purposes, it's the Mona Lisa, and it was a student of Leonardo da Vinci, just essentially copying the painting and learning the style. Artists have done that forever. Now, whether it's an AI looking at a piece of art and realizing, okay, I can take wings and I can do this and blah, blah, blah. This is okay. We got a bird. Okay. The AI, if the AI art was taking a picture of Zapdos and then just recreating the picture of Zapdos, there would be an argument for stealing art. But training an AI model that this is how lines go together and these kinds of things, you put this together to make this whatever creation, and then it makes its own creation based on the inputs it gets. It's not stealing art. It's learning techniques from other artists, which is what artists have done from time immemorial.
I don't think that AI is not like a person learning how to draw a square by looking at a box. Like it's not drawing inspiration. It's straight up like sampling zillions of pictures and then photoshopping those pictures together in a slightly more advanced way, but it's still just taking assets.
Which is what your brain does to create its own art.
I'm sure, I guess.
I mean, anyways, that's my argument. For
I think
AI, whatever.
May I interject a comment here?
It's your show.
It's your show.
So I'm going to bring this back around, so just bear with me for a second. Have you seen the movie Battleship?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen any of the Michael Bay Transformer movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the Halo series?
Nope.
The TV series.
I'm familiar with it.
I know it exists, but I'd prefer it not.
Again, you've seen like Firefly and Battlestar Galactica. the remake Battlestar Galactica. Okay. All different artists, and yet a continuing trend of using the same style of art over and over and over and over again. You want to say that AI art is stealing, and yet you're looking at a proverbial dead end of it just replicating this stale style of art that has been going on for almost 20 years now. This is my problem with AI art, is that people are making this fuss, and yet all it's doing is pulling the same kind of information that other people are already getting stuck into, that everyone's concept art looks the fucking same.
Yeah.
Well, it's just stealing. It's just, okay, fine, not stealing if you don't want to use that word, but it's taking assets that already exist, and that's it. And when a person does it, there's still a degree of, now, like if someone's doing like, what is it, the realism era of art, where the whole point, like portraits, the whole point of a portrait is you're just capturing a picture of someone, right? Like that's the deliberate point of it. But if you're trying to create something, then you can draw inspiration from what you see around you, but you're still on your own to replicate that with your own hand. If you're especially if you're like painting or drawing or doing it by hand. But AI doesn't do that. AI is not creating, it's mixing. It's just taking literally what already exists and remixing it. And that's how you get that spiral that you're talking about, where it's effectively spitting out the same thing over and over again, because it can't create anything new. It's just going off of what has been said.
Yes, but the problem is that same type of thing is already happening in the industry for the last 20 years. Artists, human artists, have already begun being funneled into this specific type of art style that, AI is now
in a mainline
copying.
industry, maybe, but not on individual levels.
You should take a look at portfolios from people trying to get into the gaming industry, because it is horribly the same over and over again. Any type of originality that they had at the beginning is dead by the end of their profile. Their
because
portfolio.
of the industry part. Like I said, in industries, yes.
Yes,
but not in.
But the AI is not copying their original work; it's copying their industry work.
Yeah, like I mean, that doesn't make, that doesn't, to me, that's a side parallel conversation to the whole, it's stealing stuff and remixing stuff and not creating anything new. And the complaint that
the industry.
But one argument I'll make against that real quick, and Brian, I know you're dying to say something. As far as it not creating anything new, at the end of the day, it doesn't create anything anyways, because somebody has to go in and say, I would like these puzzle pieces put together. The AI isn't just doing it on its own. Anyways, Brian, before you explode.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Liar.
My 2 cents. So we've seen the cover artwork of the new Forgotten Realms books. I'd rather see AI artwork. And I'm not a big fan of AI artwork anymore, but I would rather see AI artwork on the covers than what we actually got.
Because it was bland?
Because it was just to make no sense.
But like I'll go back and I'll say, like, okay, so Aegis's point about companies are trying to use it to not pay people who are actually working. I think one of the bigger problems, and I hear this all the time, is also that artists aren't reliable.
I'll grant you that. I've got a project that I'm working on right now, 2 projects that I'm working on right now, and I have reached out to no fewer than 7 different artists that all on the front end have said, "Yes, I can do it. Yes, yes, yes." 4 of those people I've never heard from again. One
Well,
person wanted 50% payment up front, and I said, "Well, get me 1 sample first, and then I'll give you the 50% up front." Never got a sample. And
well,
the other person I'm actually speaking with.
just look at Bear and Heroic.
Well, there you go. That's another example. Yeah.
Going into the campaign, he had an artist who was
Yep.
committed, who said, "I will do all of this," and blah, 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 blah. And
Vanished.
then the campaign closes, and the artist is like, "Peace, I'm out." And
Yeah.
it's like, wait, I had this budget, I had all of this done.
Yep.
And I've made all of these commitments, and now you've walked away.
Yeah.
And that happens, like the number of times I have heard that story is sickening. And so I can understand companies saying,
Yeah.
"You know what? I'll just make an AI thing because I can get it done."
Well, and here's the other thing too. And this is not, I do kind of tend to side with Tori on it. I have certainly shied away from my use of AI artwork or AI generative images. I can't sit here and say that I'm completely against it. But what I can recognize is there are a lot of people, and I'm just going to say this as bluntly as possible. There are a lot of people that fart at 2 a.m. and wake themselves up and think that they have a grand idea. And I need that in visual form now. So I go out, and let's assume that I do find an artist. I go out and find an artist. I pay them however much money that they want. Price at this point is irrelevant, but it takes them 6 months, 7 months, 8 months to produce it. Well, in the meantime, okay, well, it was just a fart. It was a fleeting thought. I no longer have an interest in that project. Where AI comes in is, wow, while that stench of my fart still lingers, I can sit here and produce that image. And within minutes, I've gone from waking myself up with a fart, having a grand idea, to now I've got that complete in a very short span of time. That, I think, is the biggest advantage that somebody will have with AI art is, and unfortunately, a lot of those ideas are exactly how I just described. They have farted, and the idea really stinks. The idea should never have come to fruition, but it did. And I think that that's both an advantage and a disadvantage of AI art is it's instantaneous. With human drawn stuff, assets, artwork, whatever, that gives the person that's created, that created the idea, gives them a time frame to go, okay, was this really a good idea or not?
I mean, however you spin it, there's gonna be pros and cons.
Sure.
On either side of it, pro, it's not flaky and doesn't charge a bunch of money. Con, it makes bad ideas manifest. Pro, it levels the playing field so that anybody can visualize an idea rather than having to spend years and years and years and years learning to do it. Con, anybody who has an idea can do it without spending years and years and years and years learning to do it. So, I mean, either way you spin it, there's going to be pros and cons. But I think what makes people unsettled is the fact that of where it's getting its data from. I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason it can do what it does is because it had to get fed information. And people are just unnerved by the fact that the information it was fed was just done willy-nilly, let loose on the internet with no guidance, no bars, no nothing. It's just, it's out in the wild. Here it goes, like a wild animal. And I think people are unsettled by that.
2 things, Tori. One, just quickly, this is why this conversation is multi-complex and not a binary issue is because if you take it from a binary issue, there are people that would say that your point right there is still stealing art, even though it's just for inspiration, even if it is just for your personal use. There are so many people who would be like, nope, that's not okay, that's still stealing.
Well, and actually, like going back to his previous comment, saying that a small sample of artists and flaky people, which you get in any industry, are the reason to not support the work of the hard work of people. No, I'm not saying don't support the hard work of people. I'm saying that it's way more than a small sample. Like there are big companies, because that's the other thing. Like for me, as a quote unquote small creator, if I like say I want to get thumbnails done for my YouTube channel, like custom art thumbnails, okay, an artist is going to want what, $100-$200 a piece of art. Okay, I don't even make $100 a month on YouTube, so
can I barely make 20 cents per video. So
yeah, so do I, like, can I justify doing that? Honestly, like I am actually commissioning some art for the My Little Pony project, or
right.
That, and actually love her to death. My son's girlfriend, almost daughter-in-law at this point, but nothing official, but whatever.
Just keep prodding.
We bought you this ring to give her.
Yeah. But that is one thing where it's like, I threw something at her, through my son. Hey, would you do this? And she said okay. And then we got like the one image, and I'm like, cool, can we take this and split it into 3 others? And I'm going to pay you. Oh no, you don't have to pay me. Ethan's over at our house all the time, and he does things for my parents, and they don't pay him. I'm like, no, this is art. I can afford this. I'm going to pay you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't want to work on that. I want to do this like little, online art competition thing that doesn't really pay. It's just me and friends doing stuff. And it's like, I am money in your face. Take it. I can get it to you in a few weeks.
Yeah, but some people aren't motivated by money, for one. And for two,
literally going to school for animation to get paid to do this.
Is it because she wants to get paid, or is it because she wants to do animation?
I mean, when you pick something to do as a career, I'm assuming you want to get paid for it.
I've met people who, when they pick something that they say they want to do as a career, but then they have trouble following through most of the time. But usually what they want to do is they want to do the thing, and they don't want to have to work outside of doing that thing. So like, for example, if someone really likes cooking, like I know one person who, she really likes cooking, right? She really wants to cook. Well, she wants to cook all the time, all day long, right? Well, if I already like to cook, then I might as well turn that into a career, and then I don't have to get like a job to pay the bills. I can pay the bills with my cooking. So it's more of a...
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
I'm just asking if that's a possibility. And then the other thing is the flaky people that we're referring to, because I don't know, but I'm kind of just asking, are these like the equivalent of me going onto the Discord, grabbing Mantic and going, hey, would you code this thing for me? Or is this a actual professional people who go and make it their career to go and do art? Or is it me just bugging somebody that I know saying, hey, I know you and you like to draw. Would you do this thing for me? I'll pay you. Because someone who's who's
I would think
propositioned
that
in that way versus someone who's like that's their job? Question mark.
I would think the term here that the flaky people are the ones that have actually gone out of their way to advertise that this is what they
Mm,
do, and
Yeah.
then just never show up to do what it is that you have hired them or have communicated with them to do. People like on
like a Gen
Fiverr,
Z
for
retail
example,
worker.
or how many, I don't know how many folks pop into your Discord and then private message one of your members and go, "Hey, I do artwork. Do you want to do a commission?" I mean, just completely blind without ever reaching out prior to that. I mean, I kick people daily
Oh,
into that
I've
come
never
into
even seen
mine.
that, but you have a bigger Discord than me for to like you have a bigger selection of people, to be fair.
It happens so often. I think it's roughly about once a month I message game masters because someone's
Yeah,
messaged me doing it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and I mean, and that's and I'm not gonna go after. I'm not gonna get into a business deal with somebody that just blindly messages me, on a Discord.
Yeah.
That's no, because I if I had to guess, I would say, well, yeah, of course, you're just going to jump on to Chat GPT or Midjourney and create something that you're not actually creating anything.
Oh man,
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that like I would go back to like Bear's example with heroic, and
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
the number of times, and not just from Bear, that I've heard from people in this industry that cannot find the reliable artists.
and that's the key word is reliable.
Yeah. So, anyways, yes, people should be paid what they're for their work. That's why even though the daughter-in-law basically said, no, you don't have to pay me, I'm fine doing this, Ethan helps out at my house. Well, and it's like, no, I'm asking you to do
Yeah.
something. This isn't you're here and you volunteer to help. This is, I have come to you, I have asked you to do something, I'm going to pay you for your talent. My son, ask him to fix the sprinkler lines or weld something in the backyard. No, you live in my house, you eat my food, I'm going to make you do stuff, but that's a different situation. But yeah, no, people deserve to get paid for their time and their work, and I wish I was better about that in my earlier days when I was much more broke than I
I'm trying to
did.
figure out what the I'm sorry to what's with the hands? Like, do I even want to know?
Probably not.
Oh, well, initially it reminded me of something, and then Game Masters and I started doing a bit, but anyway.
Okay.
I won't I don't know. I am unsettled by the idea that something was basically something that powerful was just sort of let loose on the internet with seemingly no consideration. I won't say that it's the most evil thing ever and that no one should ever use it ever. I'm not going to like go to that level, but I definitely have questions, qualms. Like we should be mindful. And yeah, artists are flaky and they kind of bring it upon themselves if they behave that way, but at the same time, is AI really the solution to that?
Well,
just like things I'm.
Hold on. I want to throw out something real quick, Seraphis.
Mhm.
All right, Tori, have you ever watched Star Trek?
No.
All right. Darn it.
She doesn't
You
do
should
sci-fi.
anticipate that answer by now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Are you familiar with the concept of the holodeck?
I think someone explained it to me one time.
Okay,
10
it's a
years
big
ago.
room, and you go in.
It's where Star Trek goes for porn.
Yes, it is. Actually, I heard a really, really interesting theory, because we all know that when the holodeck is real, that's what it's going to be used for. However, over time, those people are going to weed themselves out of the gene pool, and those that are stronger, mentally and able to avoid that will then no longer need the holodeck for porn because they're more intelligent, and we end up in Star Trek. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, but concept of the holodeck, you go in and you just say, I would like to see, a beach. And the holodeck just creates a beach that you can then interact with. Okay. Now, this quote unquote original concept came out, and it was probably created well before then, but I'm just saying, this is my first recollection of it. In 1987. That was 40 years ago. The idea of just a computer being able to generate an image or a scene or a situation just based on a prompt or input is not anything new.
Tron.
It was.
That's what I was thinking, was Tron.
I wasn't thinking Tron because
just because the concept is not new in fantasy does not equate to it happening to people in real life unknowingly.
But it's inspiration. Have you ever seen a flip phone?
I fail to see how this is connecting.
No, it's going to connect. Okay. Game Masters, look, he's got a flip phone. Do you know why the flip phone exists?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Is there any functional reason to have a phone that flips open in half?
I thought I told you never to call here.
The points that I think that I'm struggle busing because I'm so tired. I think the point I'm trying to make is not getting across very clearly because of how, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think I'm illustrating myself quite right.
No, you're illustrating it, but you're using a lot of the same arguments that have been going around for the last couple of years. But the point is that like okay, original Star Trek, 1960s, okay? Their communicator, it was quote unquote a little cell phone, and it had this little gold foil thing on the top, and to talk, Kirk would just kind of flip his hand and this thing would just go boop, and it would flip open.
Okay.
Right, and it would make this little noise, that told you that the communicator was on. And so people literally take these inspirations from everything.
Just wait till we get lightsabers. Holy shit.
Right?
Talk about a civilized age.
Yeah, people are like, nerds are making this stuff because they're like, I saw this in Star Trek, I want to make it happen. No, Aegis, I get her point that yes, it has been thrown on the world, but it didn't just come out of nowhere. That's my point. The concept already existed, and people have been working on it.
Also, to the point of like, it was thrust upon the world. No, you agreed to it when you used the internet. Sorry, but that's what your country did.
No, it's.
That's why we don't, quote unquote, pay for the internet because of Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. My God, I couldn't get that name out. Yeah. You don't remember the internet? Oh, sorry, the Telecommunications Act. You need to refresh your history. This stuff they're allowed to do because of that. Your information and all that, as long as you use the internet, you are a test subject for them to use. And I know that sounds really conspiratorial and everything, but I swear to God, I remember this.
Well, but Aegis, I'm not taking what she was saying and veering off in a completely different direction. Because all of this is just natural, like this is natural outgrowth. Again, none of this, like you could say that like the original Google search algorithm is an AI. You know, you say, I would like to find this subject.
Wait,
and
so there wasn't really a person back there that with a huge set of encyclopedias like giving you answers?
No.
Well, it had to have been.
If Google was a guy, unfortunately, is not real.
Yeah. Right. Well, no, real quick, did you hear about the AI company out of India that was really just like 70 coders? Not kidding. Like they got busted. I mean, nothing happened to them, but like they took all sorts of money, all sorts of contracts. But yeah, no, it was like, 70 guys, like one guy sitting behind a chat bot, and then like he would feed stuff to like 70 different coders and developers.
That's great.
So, Google co-opted the Keebler elves. Exactly. But yeah, so that's the thing, is it's all just, iterative and, expansion development. It wasn't thrust upon us. This is just where it ended up. So anyhow, sorry if it feels like we're picking on you, Tori.
I've been up since 3 a.m. and I'm super tired and I probably should go back to bed. I had to redo the whole foot. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I had to cut out like a whole section down here that I had already done.
Oh yeah,
and redo it.
We watched.
Yeah. I hate when that happens, but I mean, I could have just fudged it. I could have just left it as is, and for the most part, probably no one would notice. But like,
it's got a clip.
I wanted to do it right, so.
Aegis, I'm gonna have to argue against that. Should it be released without concern for the repercussions? Everything in history has been released without concern for the repercussions. Okay.
Nuclear bomb.
To get what?
The nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bombs.
Like, the Bible.
No, just the Bible. Handguns. Knives. Rocks on sticks.
Teletubbies.
The car. Rockets. Like pick a technology that was not unleashed upon the world just because somebody's like, I think this is kind of cool. And then it turns out, ooh, that's not good. Leaded gasoline.
It's 8:30 and I'm thinking it's time for breakfast.
No, but the Aegis, that I'm not making your argument for you. I'm telling you that it doesn't matter. It will always be done. Like it's like making the argument for gun control. Okay, England banned all the guns, and now they are stabbing each other with knives. Well, now we're going to ban knives. Okay, now they're going to stab each other with screwdrivers. Well, now we're going to ban screwdrivers. Okay, well, I'm going to stab you with a blunt stick. Well, now we're going to ban sticks. It's no, as a people, we don't think before we leap. That's the point. You as an individual might, but as a people, no.
Yeah, I've got to bring it back to that iconic line from Men in Black. A person is smart, but people are dumb, panicky, stupid animals, and we all know it.
I take fried eggs and then I make ramen and then I put frozen peas and I put scrambled eggs, peas, and ramen all together. It's really good.
You know what? You thought about what you could do, but you didn't think about what you should do. No.
Because, I mean, there are a lot of carbs in there. If I took the noodles out, I'd get more protein and veggies out of it. That's true.
I mean, you could always, instead of instead of using ramen, you could use Kool-Aid in your ramen.
You know, another one that's really good is like Kraft mac and cheese with peas and tuna in it. I do like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good too, with lots of hot sauce.
I like putting barbecue sauce on my mac and cheese.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, because you hear about people putting ketchup on their mac and cheese, and it's like barbecue sauce is just a slightly different ketchup.
I'd go along with that.
Yeah. It's a different flavor profile, obviously, but it's still like a kind of sauce. There's so much sugar in barbecue sauce too, in ketchup.
Depends on the barbecue sauce.
Hmm?
I said it depends on the barbecue sauce.
That's fair. Well,
There
a lot
is
of
a
barbecue.
line of sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's not too bad.
Yeah. I think another thing, rice and hamburger meat, and then 2 sunny side up eggs, and then Japanese barbecue sauce over the top.
Yeah, I can't do rice either.
No.
Oh, that's Aegis's problem. He puts barbecue sauce
I do
on
that
his
for
eggs.
breakfast.
Oh.
I do scrambled eggs, or I do an egg roll, like where I start frying it, like pre-whisk it, put it in the pan, let it heat up, where it's all like flattened out, and then as it cooks, you slowly roll it, and then you end up with like a roll, and then I'll put barbecue sauce over the top of that, and that's literally my breakfast. A lot of the mornings. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's. That's exactly the barbecue sauce I put on my eggs.
I'm from Arizona. It's salsa or nothing.
I mean, I'll put salsa on my eggs too.
Oh, I love
Not like
salsa
with
on
the
my
barbecue
eggs.
sauce, but like I'll do eggs and salsa and cheese sometimes, and then other times I'll do eggs and barbecue sauce.
It's the best. Oh, funny story about salsa and eggs. All right. So for a while, I was trying to sell insurance, and I'd done fairly well one year. And so they sent me to like this big conference. Anyways, so we're at like, it's basically at a hotel, and they just have the ballroom and set it up, and you can go down and get breakfast and whatnot. Yeah, it was like 300 people there or whatever. Anyways, go in, and this was in Atlanta. But I sit down and I'm like, I really want some salsa for my eggs. And so like one of the little, like, it wasn't really a server because it was just a buffet, but just like the people kind of going around and like, if you need something. Well, anyways, I'm like, hey, can I get some salsa? Finally getting them to understand what I'm asking for. And they're like, yeah, okay, sure. And they come back and they literally bring like a serving dish full of salsa. Okay, like we're doing like this much salsa. I'm like, I needed like 2 spoonfuls, maybe. But whatever, I've got this.
And now you feel bad because there's a whole lot left over. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with all the rest of this?
No, hold on, it gets better. Okay. So I finish eating, and the waiter person comes up, and they're like, so do you want to take the rest of it with you? I'm like, it's salsa. No.
It's not my fault. You're an idiot.
I know. Yeah. Dude, swimming in the salsa is almost accurate. I haven't thought about that story in 20 years. Holy crap.
It's gotten to the point where, well, not now, but it used to be at a point where when I was eating pizza, that I would have to go to restaurants like our local eateries and bring a bottle of Tabasco sauce with me because they didn't have hot sauce.
That's a new one on me. I don't
I-
put hot sauce on pizza.
I'm not a big fan of hot sauce because it's
Blasphemy.
no. I can eat it. It's fine, but to me, it doesn't really add anything to flavor. It's like it's a bunch of vinegar and heat.
If
And
you
that's
get
it.
the right hot sauce, that is not the case. But if you get the wrong hot sauce, that is very much the case. So I kind of see where he's coming from because I've had hot sauces that are like that's all it does. But I've also had good hot sauce that actually has a flavor to it.
Right, and that's why I usually go with salsa because, like, to me, there's more flavor to it. And
But if you
whatever
like
I'm adding
heat,
it to,
there's not enough heat in salsa. So that's when you do both.
that's not necessarily inaccurate.
I don't know. I made a quesadilla. I made a cheese quesadilla once, and I took one of those little packets of like the Taco Bell hot sauce. It was just a leftover packet, and I sprinkled that in the while it was heating, and apparently it was enough to make my mom actually start tearing up. It was quote unquote so spicy, and I'm like, good lord.
So we're at a Mexican restaurant, probably about 3-4 years ago, and they bring salsa, and I mean, which is typical of most Mexican restaurants, salsa and chips. That's the appetizer.
Yeah.
And I request, do you have any salsa that's hotter? Thinking like jalapeno or just something that's a little spicier, right?
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
They bring it back, and the bowl is steaming.
Because they raised wow.
They put it in the microwave.
It's so bad.
And I was like, that's not what I meant.
Wow.
No, salsa is cold, not
That's
temperature
not what I
hot.
meant.
I mean, they did what you asked, technically,
was
of a
hotter.
sort. They brought it back hotter.
They met their customers' request. I was about to say expectations, but that was not correct.
There was a little bit of a language barrier there, I think.
I messed up again. I'm so tired of this. I need to go to bed.
So, Seraphis, I have to know where you're at. What are some staple, like,
All right. I'm gonna call
appetizers?
it. I'm gonna go
All
ahead and head off to bed. I'm like losing
Right.
my mind over here.
Sorry for picking on you, Tori, but it was wonderful to see you.
I love you guys. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Peace
Boy.
out. What are some staple, like, appetizers or sauces that
Careful what you ask, Brian. They eat Vegemite.
well, that's specifically what I am asking about, though. I mean, I'm just curious, like,
Seraphis is about to murder me for insulting the holy Vegemite.
no, I mean, like, for me, when I go out, I expect almost any restaurant to have Tabasco, but they don't. Not all of them do. And I live in the Mid-South, Mid-South of the United States, and that's kind of a what I would consider to be a Southern tradition type thing. A Southern tradition type condiment. So that's what I'm genuinely asking. Like, what are some things that you guys would have there?
I mean, obviously, like, tomato sauce and mustard,
Sure.
obvious ones.
Okay, hold. Oh, by tomato sauce, do you mean ketchup?
No, we don't put nearly as much sugar as you guys use.
Okay, because like for me, tomato sauce is like
Is wrong, yes, I know.
is what you use to make like spaghetti sauce.
Hold on a second.
Oh, we can still hear him.
Yeah. Probably
Listen for weird noises.
probably one of the kids showed up.
Now he's probably going to get a bottle of ketchup, of tomato sauce.
That's fair.
And that's like what AJ says. I really want to know tomato sauce from other ketchup, so it's not as sweet. And I have to have stuff that doesn't have added sugar.
Right.
I have to eliminate as much sugar as I can.
Right, but that's why I was asking, because again, it's like, tomato sauce and mustard in my head is like, why are you taking like a precursor to spaghetti sauce and putting that on your burger with mustard? That doesn't make any sense. But a quote unquote ketchup like substance that has less sugar, okay, now I get why he's calling it tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. No.
Wait.
So the Heinz tomato sauce that we've got is apparently the one we got from Costco, like at the beginning of the year, and it's got tomato ketchup written on it, which is not the usual for Australia. So I'm not going to show that one.
Gotcha.
And the usual jar, the refill that we've got is up the top of the pantry behind a bunch of other sauce jars and stuff, and I'm not going to take the time to take that one out. But
you were right. He was going to get it.
Yeah. So when you do, post a photo of it, because I really, at least specifically the ingredient list, because I would really like to see the ingredients in that. But yeah, like stuff like mustard. It's, no sugar.
Yeah, like we have so we've got a brand called Master Foods, right? They would stick, like, you will have like red for tomato, yellow for mustard, etc., etc. But like if the lid is the blue lid or the white lid, I can't remember which one it is. But basically that means that it's a sugar-free version.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, we do sugar-free stuff. Most of the time it's just low sugar level stuff. But also, like, our bread doesn't really have sugar in it. Like, most of our stuff doesn't have sugar
Master
in it.
Foods tomato sauce. It's a red bottle with a red nipple.
Yep.
Red tomato thing on it. Okay.
And if you go...
Of course, it does not show the ingredients list, but okay, fine.
I'm just going to say that your bread doesn't have sugar in it because your government hates you, but, that's my own personal theory.
Because it's healthier.
I'm going to say America puts sugar in everything because I think it's all tied directly into the damn medical industry. And they know that, hey, the more sugar that we consume, the sicker we're going to be. And they can make more money off of that.
We have a healthcare system. So our government doesn't do that.
I just wanted to pick on Seraphis, but...
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, and Aegis. So Aegis says, I did a heavy change in my diet when I became diabetic. My sweet tooth has really dropped. That's the same thing I'm suffering from, is diabetes. I was diagnosed in January with it, and as a result, I've had to drastically change and alter my diet. Monster zero sugar. That's one thing. A lot of sausages. I eat a lot of sausages. A lot of cheeses. It's sugar free. So that's I'm just trying to expand everything so that I can get away from sugary crap.
Hold on. Where are you? I'll post the link to you on Discord. Hopefully that comes up for you.
Mild American mustard made in Australia. Oh, that's hilarious.
You know, there's a different. Well, no, so like that actually.
Wild.
No, the hold on. American mustard made in Australia actually makes a lot of sense because apparently, like every country in the world, just about has their own style of mustard. It's actually one of the largest exports from Canada.
So just to compare. Well, okay, it's a super long link, but just to compare, if you take a look at what I just sent to you, this is what I would consider American mustard. It's French's brand.
Right.
You'll notice that there is 0 sugar in it at all.
No, but what I'm talking about is just it's just the style and how it's prepared and whatnot. So yeah, like a French's yellow would probably be considered American mustard. And so if they're making it in Australia, they're going to say, "Oh, this is American style mustard," because they probably have something else. In Wisconsin, there's the Mustard Museum.
Oh wow.
Which we went to, and it was surprisingly really interesting.
I'd get a kick out of that, actually.
Dude, they had this wall, and I kid you, and it was not a small sized wall of regional mustards from the United States, and then another wall of mustards from around the world.
Now, did they let you do any taste testing?
No, they didn't have taste testing, but like they did have like a little shop and you could buy all sorts of different mustards.
Okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, this was one of those like little kind of like free museum things that somebody just set up, but like we were going up there for a wedding and we stopped and it's like, "Oh, we're going to eat at this place." And then across the street, it's like, there is a mustard museum. We are going after we finish eating.
So I'm gonna look up a real quick comparison here. So Heinz ketchup, that's pretty much that's probably the most popular American ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at the comparison, and it does have sugar in it, it's got 5 grams of carbs. When I look at the Australian, where it is, it has 1.6 grams of carbs, of sugars.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, you guys have a much lower. And it looks like to me the ingredient. Oh wait, sorry, that's mustard. 3.7 grams of carbs for the ketchup. The ingredients is tomatoes.
5 for us.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 for us. Which is, I mean, it's negligible, unless you're eating like half the bottle, which is what I used to do. But the ingredients is tomatoes, sugar, salt, acetic acid, onion, spice extract. May contain peanuts. That's great.
Is that the Australian one?
That's the Australian one, yeah.
Yeah. They usually put that because it's a generalized warning that they have to do if the factory also deals with common allergy ingredients.
Right.
So
they probably also package some stuff there, yeah. Whereas American is tomato concentrate, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, salt, spice, onion powder, natural flavors. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I'm just, and that's another thing is I'm just not a fan of the corn syrup. I'd rather it be real sugar.
You guys use corn syrup in so much stuff.
Yeah. But that's also why we shop at Aldi's, because Aldi's is they have a degree of international foods that is not as bad.
They're German.
Yeah, and I mean, we still get French's mustard, but I try their brand. Actually, I've been kind of making my own homemade ketchup, and it is basically my ingredient list is tomatoes, or diced tomatoes, onion powder, garlic powder. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why they put corn syrup in everything. I mean, I don't think it's the medical industry, doing it on purpose or like encouraging it on purpose.
Good.
I think it is.
Let's be fair. This is probably going to come out as a Fat Files video at some point. That it's going to have been a conspiracy of the US government going back to some stupid law that someone put in.
No, the fact that there is so much. The fact that there is so much corn syrup, I mean, again, does come back to, corn subsidy.
Well, look back at what A just said at the 9:48 timestamp. I was diagnosed 2 years ago, changed my diet so much that technically I'm no longer diabetic. I got it under control. And that's one of the bigger issues is you go see a doctor. They want to throw pills at you. They want to treat the symptom, not the cause. Well, the cause is sugar.
Right.
I mean, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I feel that sugar is the number one cause of of diabetes. It's a number one cause of shit like cancer, and we're taught to love sugar as babies. We get addicted to sugar. Gotta have sugar. Gotta have my Fruit Loops. Gotta have my chocolate milk. It's all sugar.
Well, no, but I mean, but even okay. I mean, it does go back to babies. Like it's the. I did hear this somewhere that like the sweetness is an evolutionary, like it triggers something, and okay, that's something that we want. And I don't remember how that all works
because
together.
it does taste good. I'm not going to lie, it does taste good. But how do you monetize a populace? You get them addicted to something that is not healthy for them. Look at cigarettes. I mean, again, I prefaced all of this, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I firmly believe it.
I love how in the US it's like, oh, I've got this, okay, pills. In Australia, the doctor's like, you're a fat fuck, exercise. Yeah.
Well, but there's also the problem that nowadays you're quote unquote not supposed to tell people that. And
maybe in your country.
Dude, it again, going back to a lot of the woke BS, it's like, how dare you shame them? And oh look, no, you're healthy at any size. No, you're not. I am not healthy at 260 pounds. Which is kind of funny because my blood pressure is fine and everything else seems fine. And, like I haven't had a test, like a blood test done in a while, but none of the numbers came back.
216?
260.
260.
In a way that like outside of the doctor saying, well, you really should lose some weight. It wasn't like, oh, well, these chemicals or these hormones and these chemicals and blah, 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 all this stuff is bad. And well, you need to fix everything. It was just like, all right, you're fine, but still lose weight. Yeah, okay, I get it.
So I look at it in degrees of zombie apocalypse. How long would you survive if you had to run because zombies were chasing you?
Dude, zombies are going to eat me so fast, it's not even funny at this point. like it does. Like, why run? You're just gonna die tired.
I have a
Sugar can no longer be processed at a plant and added to food. How long would you last?
long enough for the Panadol to get me through the withdrawals.
Hold on. If sugar's no longer being processed at a plant and added to food, how long would I like?
Yes.
Like, would I be able to still eat things that I enjoy? Is that what
Well,
you're
it
asking?
depends. It depends. I mean, Fruit Loops will no longer be made.
That's fine.
Coca-Cola will no longer be made.
I'm totally fine with that.
Processed foods. Processed
hate brown
foods will
sodas.
no longer be made.
It would take some adjustment, but I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. Do you snore?
Yeah. At
You're
least
dead.
according to Kim.
You're dead. First night. Unless you're sleeping in a very well insulated room. Zombies can hear you snoring. They will break in. They will eat you because they're attracted to the noise.
I'm not following your conversation at all. I already admitted that I'm fat and slow and I'm not outrunning the zombies. But then you start asking about the food, and I'm like,
because sugar contributes to weight. Exercise contributes to weight loss.
no, I know.
Food
That's my
contains
problem
sugar.
is I don't exercise. I'm a lazy guy who sits at my computer this week almost 80 hours.
Okay, so what would you do if society falls and computers are no longer a thing?
I have collected a significant number of books and board games, and you know, I could hopefully retrain my net. I hope.
Touche.
You know, will I? I don't know.
Hey, all I know is that with everything, the one thing that I will desperately need, I know that I'll be fine for, because there's a plant not a kilometer away from me, and that's toilet paper.
Technically, don't even need that. Just take a shower.
Oh, for crying out loud. Don't you start on that shit.
You're assuming there's going to be running water.
Yeah.
He lives near the ocean. Just go take a
There's
swim.
sharks there.
And jellyfish.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying you can live without toilet paper.
No.
Did you have people hoarding toilet paper there during the pandemic?
Of course we did. Did
No,
I
mean,
freak out about
in Australia?
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
And they got made fun of so fucking
Oh,
badly.
They got made fun of here too.
Like, so we've got a line of grocery stores called Drake's, right? Someone came in and took 90 48 packs. And then 2 months in, once our lockdowns and stuff had lifted and things were going back to normal, they tried to return them. The owner of the franchise made a YouTube video roasting the fucking shit out of the person.
Good.
I'd also told them, no, we're not accepting the refund. And by all means, try to take it up with the ACCC, because I don't think they're going to be on your side either, because you're an asshat. And
So-
also, we have a Kleenex toilet paper factory here in this state. Why? We were never going to run out of toilet paper.
okay, but hold on. But if you are telling people to lock down and hide from everyone and don't go to the store and don't go get what you need, you know, like someone like you who cannot live without his toilet paper, who can't just take a shower or go swim in the ocean to wash everything off, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how long is this going to last? They keep saying 2 weeks to slow the spread, and then it turned into what? 6 months, a year, 2 years? You know, so
3 months. Here in this state, 3 months.
Okay, my point is, when it started, it was 2 weeks.
Yes.
And it turned into 3 months. Was he ridiculous? Yes, of course he was ridiculous. But again, people or an individual is smart, but people are dumb. And so you've put panic into someone. He's like, what do I need? I need this. I'm going to get it all.
Yes, but here's the thing. Basically, everyone has access to the internet. The federal government and the state government had websites up the whole time about information.
You are expecting rational behavior.
People knew that delivery drivers for groceries were exempt and were able to deliver for people for their groceries.
But why? Why would I want somebody delivering something to me and then he got sick, but he's not telling anyone, and now he's brought it to me? No, I'm going to get all the materials and I'm going to hoard it myself.
Yeah, but these people were hoarding it to resell it at a higher profit.
Yes, they were.
Oh, now we're dealing with supply and demand.
Yeah, in which I still have to go meet somebody.
It's fair. No, but I'm just saying there are plenty of ways to rationalize the behavior that like in retrospect we're like, oh, this is dumb. But again, looking at people in a panic situation, or like that's the funny thing. I hate the price gouging laws, because in reality they like again, it's supply and demand. If the demand is high, well, I want to get the thing because everybody else wants to get the thing. And then I could we see that with games, with like the whole trading card game market is based on, supply and demand. So it's all natural responses. So anyways, sorry. And I've derailed all the conversations tonight. Or this morning, or whatever day it is.
Well, it's Monday now for me, so I need to get to bed.
Now that I've made everyone angry.
Not really. Also, the whole problem we had over here was that the media was, our media, because I don't know if you know this, but CBS Paramount bought one of our main commercial channels, TV channels. So you had a lot of our, you had a third of our news parroting what was happening in America. So they were reporting on what was happening there, which was making people here, rather, it was making people in the eastern states here copy what Americans were doing. And it's like, this is why I want everyone in the East Coast to die.
Zombies.
Oh, the majority of them, and if Helios ever sees this, I apologize. I love you. I'm sorry. But the East Coast just needs to be wiped out. I mean, for fuck's sake, stop being so American.
Aegis, I'm glad I didn't make you angry. Brian, I don't think anyone can make you angry. Seraphis, are you ever not angry?
I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old. No. I am 100% always angry. Especially right now, because the boy won't sleep at night now, and thus he's not sleeping at all. At which point, Yeah. Life is hell. And then you die if you're lucky. I'm trying to roll those snake eyes to finish me off, but it's not working.
Got it. So we're doing this next week, right? Now that we've gone for a year doing this. Holy crap, we've gone for a year.
Yeah, we're
Why
doing.
stop now?
We are absolutely doing this next week, and this is definitely not the last episode.
That's awesome. Real quick, now I want to see something real quick. Trying to see when we did our first Eberron episode. The first Eberron episode wasn't until September.
Hmm.
So we've been doing this longer than Eberron.
Yep.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we had been doing this for at least a month and a half before. How do I phrase this nicely?
Well, first Eberron was September 18th. So, yeah, we're right about 6 weeks.
But it took you that long to get your proverbial finger out of your butthole to get the deep dives going. Well, I think that's going to be about it. The Game Master's good. You guys want to say anything?
See you next Tuesday.
I love doing this. This is great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. That's the last of him.
And everybody, I don't know how we're going to do this, but get people to subscribe to Seraphis' channel, even if it's just for the once a week show. Come on.
Oh, well, no, school holidays ended, so, like, I'm going to have 2 days a week where I've got nothing, no kids, so I'll be able to do videos again.
I know, but
like I said, Tuesday.
Still only... my point is still just, like, the fact that you do this weekly a year, and I don't think you're even up to 100 subs yet. Still.
93 now.
Right, ridiculous. You've gone up like 8 in the time we've done this.
I lost 1 and gained 2.
Anyways, get people to subscribe and just watch us talk about whatever we talk about. It's great.
Nah. Also, just to make sure this doesn't get monetized, cunt.
Now you're just copying Brian.
I was copying him first. I mean, oh shit, we're AI stuff.
Well, that explains everything.